video today that can explain two-step equations almost as good as I can. But I didn't want you to have to see the whole video because this guide does kind of go on and on and on. So you're going to watch about the first 5 minutes, and you might want to get out your notebook and take some notes along the way. You can just add to the notes that you started last time. No need to start anything new. Writing down examples in your notes is such a good idea so you can look back and see how things get done. All right, so if you've got that notebook out and you're ready to add to your notes, here's the video.
Hi, I'm Ron. Welcome to Math Antics. In the last two algebra videos, we learned how to solve simple equations that had only one arithmetic operation in them. But often, equations have many different operations, which makes solving them a little more complicated. In this video, we're going to learn how to solve equations that have just two math operations in them, one addition or subtraction, and one multiplication or division. And the concepts you learn in this video will help you solve even more complicated equations in the future. Now, as you might expect, equations that have two arithmetic operations in them are going to require two different steps to solve them. In other words, to get the unknown all by itself, you'll need to undo two operations. But that doesn't sound too hard, right? I mean, we learned how to undo any arithmetic operation in the last two videos. And that's true. But there's a couple reasons that make two-step equations a little trickier to solve. The first is that there's a lot more possible combinations of those two operations. And the second is that when there's more than one operation, you have to decide what order to undo those operations in. Hello? If you need to know what order to do operations in, just follow the order of operations rules. You did watch that video, didn't you? I sure did. But the order of operations rules tells us what order to do operations, not what order to undo them. Oh, well, then could we reverse the order since we're undoing the operations? Now that's a good idea. Well, of course it is. When solving multi-step equations, that's basically what we're going to do. Using the order of operations rules in reverse can help us know what order to undo operations in. But it can be a little tricky actually putting it into practice. So, to see how it works, let's start by solving a very simple two-step equation. 2x plus 2 equals 8. In this equation, the unknown value, x, is involved in two different operations, addition and multiplication, which is implied between the first two and the x. And to undo those two operations, we need to use their inverse operations, subtraction and division. But the question is, which one should we do first? Like many things in life, the order we decide to do things in can make a big difference. Oh, come on, there's gotta be an easier way. First socks, then shoes. Fortunately, in math, we have a special set of rules that tell us what order to do operations in. Those rules tell us to do operations inside parentheses or other groups first, and then we do exponents, and then we do multiplication and division, and last of all, we do addition and subtraction. Those are the rules you need to follow when simplifying mathematical expressions or equations. But solving an equation is different because we're trying to undo any operations that the unknown value is involved with so that the unknown value will be all by itself. So when solving equations, the best strategy is to apply those order of operations rules in reverse. Using the reverse order of operations is not the only way to solve a multi-step equation, but it's usually the easiest way. Just like it's much easier to take your shoes and socks off in the reverse order that you put them on. Are you sure it's socks before shoes? Since the order of operations rules tell us to do multiplication before we do addition, we should undo addition before we undo multiplication. So first, we undo the addition by subtracting 2 from both sides of the equation. On the first side, the plus 2 and the minus 2 cancel each other out, leaving just 2x on that side. And on the other side, we have 8 minus 2, which is 6. Next, we can undo the multiplication by dividing both sides of the equation by 2. On the first side, the 2's cancel, leaving x all by itself. And on the other side, we have 6 divided by 2, which is just 3. There, We've solved the equation using the order of operations rules in reverse. And now we know that x equals 3. That wasn't so bad, was it? Let's try solving another simple two-step equation that has division and subtraction in it. X over 2 minus 1 equals 4. Again, we're going to apply the order of operations rules in reverse to undo the subtraction and the division operations. Since we would normally do the subtraction last, we're going to undo it first. To undo the subtraction, we add 1 to both sides of the equation. On the first side, the minus 1 and the plus 1 cancel out, leaving just x over 2 on that side. And on the other side, we have 4 plus 1, which is 5. And then, to undo the divided by 2, we need to multiply both sides by 2. On the first side, the 2's cancel, leaving x all by itself. And on the other side, we have 2 times 5, which is 10. So our answer is x equals 10.
All right, you guys, so that's kind of like what we talked about in the last video that I made. When you're solving two-step equations, you're going to need to decide where to start and how to continue. And what I told you in the last video was start on the side of the equation that has the variable and get rid of the term that doesn't have the variable first. That tells you where to start. What this guy is saying is think about it in terms of the order of operations. If you are to, when you're simplifying an expression, do multiplication and then addition. In order to undo an expression, you would go backwards. Take care of the addition and subtraction first, and then the multiplication and division. It's just another way of looking at it. My hope is that no matter what, that you're doing well. And if not, let me help you. You can always come to our optional class times, which are at 11 o'clock. And I believe that's on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then there's also 5 days a week. I'm holding office hours Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 2:45 p.m. And then Tuesday and Thursday at 8:30 a.m. And all you have to do is go to the Google Classroom, click on the office hours link, and you can go right into that meeting. And you don't have to stay very long. And if you just come in, get help, and then you go on your way. And if you can't come during those times, then make an appointment with me. Just send me an email. I bet that it would take you probably 5 minutes of chatting with me to get unstuck about anything. All right, you guys, I hope whatever you're doing, it's great, and that you let me help you sometime. Okay, have a wonderful day. See you next time.